What if Manchester United brought in Xavi Hernandez as their new manager? It's a tantalizing prospect, isn't it? A complete tactical revolution at Old Trafford. Today we're diving deep into exactly that. We'll explore how the Barcelona legend could reshape United's tactics, what the starting lineups might look like, and what the Stretford end could expect from a Xavi-led era. As you know, Xavi is a product of Barcelona's La Masia, a disciple of Pep Guardiola, and a manager renowned for his possession-based style of football. So, what is Xavi's core philosophy? It all revolves around positional play, or as it's known in Spanish, juego de posición. The fundamental idea is to dominate the ball with short, sharp, precise passes, creating numerical superiority all over the pitch. The team builds methodically from the back, with the goalkeeper acting as the first attacker, aiming to control the tempo and suffocate the opposition in their own half. The wingers hug the touchlines, stretching the opposition's defensive shape to create gaps in the middle for the midfielders and forwards to exploit. And what happens when they lose the ball? Immediate, aggressive counter-pressing. Xavi demands his players hunt in packs to win the ball back within seconds. To support this, he pushes his defensive line high up the pitch, compressing the space and making it incredibly difficult for opponents to play through. Now, let's get down to the exciting part. How would this system look at Manchester United? Let's map it out on the pitch. In the build-up phase, the new goalkeeper, Senne Lammens, would be crucial, acting almost as a third center-back and the starting point for every attack. In front of him, center-backs like Matthijs de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez would split wide, creating clear passing lanes into midfield. Youngsters like Patrick Dorgu or Aiden Heaven could also feature here. To connect the defense and midfield, a deep-lying pivot like Casemiro or Manuel Ugarte would drop between the center-backs, forming a triangle to play out from the back. Imagine it. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Martinez linking up seamlessly to bypass the first line of pressure. In the midfield, the dynamics would be fascinating. Bruno Fernandes would thrive as the more advanced interior, finding pockets of space between the lines to create chances. Alongside him, players like Mason Mount or Manuel Ugarte would act as the second interior, offering fluid movement and tactical intelligence. Behind them, the youthful energy and press resistance of Xavi Mainu would provide essential balance and control. Out wide, it's all about creating width. Forwards like Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, and Amad Diallo would stay wide, pinning back the opposition's fullbacks. This creates space for the fullbacks, Diogo Dalot and Luke Shaw, to push high and become attacking outlets themselves. We might even see hybrid players like Noussair Mazraoui or Patrick Dorgu inverting from fullback to overload the midfield. And then there's the pressing game. The moment possession is lost, the forwards, like Mbeumo and Cunha, would instantly press the opposition center-backs. Bruno Fernandes would lead the charge from the middle, cutting off passing lanes. The whole team would push up with a high defensive line marshaled by de Ligt and Martinez, squeezing the pitch and suffocating the opposition. So what would a Xavi lineup actually look like? Let's consider a couple of options. First, a classic 4-3-3. In goal, Senne Lammens. The back four would be Diogo Dalot, Matthijs de Ligt, Lisandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw. The midfield trio would see Casemiro as the pivot, with Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount operating as the two advanced interiors. Up front, you'd have Bryan Mbeumo on the right, Benjamin Sesko through the middle, and Matheus Cunha on the left. Alternatively, Xavi could opt for a 3-4-3 formation to gain even more control in the middle. The back three could be de Ligt, Martinez, and a versatile young defender like Patrick Dorgu. The midfield four would feature Dalot and Mount in the wider roles, with Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes controlling the center. The attack would remain potent, with Sesko as the central striker, flanked by Mbeumo and Cunha. In this system, Shaw could provide width on the left or tuck inside to create overloads, while Dalot bombs forward on the right. If Xavi took over at Manchester United, you could expect a bold, clear tactical shift. It would be a return to a proactive, possession-based identity built on intense pressing and fluid attacking football. But the big question remains, could this 2025-26 squad adapt to Xavi's incredibly demanding style? It would be a huge challenge, but the reward could be spectacular. What do you think? Could Xavi bring the glory days back to Old Trafford? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this tactical breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your ideal Xavi below. Thanks for watching.